Welcome to the Daily Dish with Leanne Ely. This is a show about you, your life, and the vibrancy you want. Join us for daily motivation, wise women's tips, and more as we collectively gather together and move the needle in our lives, heart, mind, body, and soul. Now, here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
I know you were rocking out with me, weren't you? You know, you love these songs. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. It's FriYAY, who is ready for question and answer. We've got all those things going on. And Jenny's here. Amber's here. You know that already. So is Alice and Helen and Jocelyn and Vanessa. So good to have you aboard. Hi, Jackie. Jackie, I saw your all of your goals and things and all of that. I'm going to get to that. I will have that to you this weekend. I'm just letting you know. I mean, I might as well tell you because I see you. Tanya's here. Hello, Tanya. Jocelyn, Marguerite, Lizzie, Susan. Hello. Isn't it fun? So fun. Corliss is in the house. I'm glad you're here. There's some good questions. And if you'll excuse me, I'm going to be toggling back and forth. I have not yet learned how to use the new printer that we just got. We had to get a new printer because, oh, what can I tell you about our printer? Do you have time? No. All right. So we're just going to leave it at that. Hey, Cornelia. Our quote of the week. Oh, such a good one. And tomorrow we change it. So make sure you're here for Soulful Saturday. And that will be super helpful. Here it is. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed unless it's faced. Hello. Hello. Hi, Angie. I'm glad you're here. Isn't that such a good quote? I love that so much. I think it's a good wake up and smell the coffee quote, isn't it? Right? I think what I would say from this is if we start complaining about something that we haven't done, we lose our right to complain. If you don't say something, you shouldn't expect anything. How do you like that? Lucy says it's a lovely day, and I say she's right. Thanks for coming, Lucy. I'm glad you're here. All right, so we have questions. We had a great time at the Be Strong, Get Strong webinar. Were you there? If not, it is not too late. You can watch the replay. You can get the kit. You can get the guide. You can get all the things. All you need to do is go to savingdinner.com/strong. That's where we house everything. And the guide is free. The kits are discounted for webinar attendees. That would be you now if you choose to go there. And it just makes all the difference in the world. I'm telling you, it makes all the difference in the world. We're going to be starting on February 21st. Now, in this guide, you're going to see photos of me actually doing the exercises that are part of this whole Be Strong, Get Strong. It's using body weight and some cheap bands. You will have to get the bands. They're easy, they're cheap. It just makes it super simple. Superly simply. Hi, Deborah. I'm glad you're here. You know what? Late is better than never, right? So we have that going on. And we also have this. How are you doing on day 5 at the sprint? Jeanette's in the house. So's Jane. So glad you're here. How are you doing? I'm having a great old time. I had a smoothie today. My smoothie today was, I ran out of spinach, and what do you know? It didn't make me sick. Because sometimes my smoothie will make me sick with all those supplements and everything. And I think just having spinach for me on the side in the salad is a better idea because sometimes it makes me sick. So if you have that, I mean, I have a super sensitive stomach. If you have a super sensitive stomach, just, modify as necessary. That's what I say. Day 5. And don't forget to go into our group, the Hot Milk Sprint group on Facebook, and just say, hey, day 5, I'm here. You know why? When you do, you're going to get an invitation to our slumber party, which is on February 18th, and we're going to have so much fun. Kale works too. Kale will just do me in. I have to have kale cooked personally. That's my whole thing. Yes, indeedy. Jeanette in the house. Doris in the house. So much fun. Let's see, what else do we have going on? What else is on the deal? Oh, our supplement of the week. good one. Get Lean CLA. It's conjugated linoleic acid. Now the thing about this is the stuff that's been tested on obese women, as they say. And guess what they found? They found that this supplement moves the needle when it comes to belly fat, the dangerous stuff, the one that's way down there in your next to your organs, and thigh fat. They have me on thigh fat. That's all I can say. Love this stuff. I take it daily. You should be too, especially when you can buy 3 and get 1 free. That's a screaming deal, y'all. Screaming. Ah, that kind of screaming. We also, yeah, and don't forget about our text messaging stuff. Okay, go to Saving Dinner, or just pull up your phone, pull up the text messaging app, and where you would normally put a name, put this phone number, 855-960-3720. And then in the message part, put in all caps, join, and you will get added onto our list. If you have a problem with that, of course, let us know. And there's a double opt-in. So it'll say, are you sure you want to get on this? Y or N? Yes or no? Just hit it back and just follow the directions. It's that simple. Okay. What else do we have to tell you about? Q&A is always on Fridays, by the way. So if you want your question answered, please send it in to support@savingdinner.com, and question for Leanne on Friday goes right there in the subject line. And that will take us to the place of starting this wonderful thing. Butterflies in the house. Now the party's complete. Now we can have a party. All right, so let's get into the questions then. And excuse me while I toggle over to them. They're right here. This is from Lizzie. No, Linda. Linda, since we are sprinting on Super Bowl Sunday, but I know that we'll be having a Super Bowl party, are there any foods we can have and still sprint? Any suggestions would be helpful. Well, let me tell you what we're doing in my house. I think that'll make it easy, right? So I've already got my wings. I purchased wings because I love them. I think they're delicious. Hey, Martha. And so good, so delicious, so wonderful, and easy to eat and all of that. And plus, just a little nibble per drumstick, or those little wingy things. I marinate mine. I don't deep fry them and do all that stuff, but I marinate mine. Basically, if you took if you used the hot melt Sprint dressing that we make, use that as your marinade. Add extra garlic, marinate them overnight, and you can grill them or you can bake them in the oven. Delicious. Celery would be great with some guacamole. Love that. Any kind, and do some vegetable type things with dips and what have you for everybody else. But you go with the guacamole because it's good, healthy fat. The other thing that I would consider would be even ribs, little barbecue ribs cut up. Those are so delicious. We have a meatball recipe. We have the little hamburgers. You can do little sliders for everybody else. You can have your slider without the bun. Easy. But all of these things, all of them add up. All of them are going to be a really good meal. And just keep in mind that as you're doing this, you don't want to be sitting there snicky snacking all the time during the whole game. What you want to be doing is having it as a meal and then be done with it. Hydrate, 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 hydrate. That's my key. And speaking of hydration, I left my hot milk mix upstairs. But anyway, all right. So those are my strong suggestions. Just keep in mind. We also one of the recipes it's really good. The Asian pot sticker meatballs. It's on our website. Oh my gosh, those will knock your socks off. They are the most delicious things. And there's a little carrot in there, but so what? Seriously, so the heck what? But they are delicious, and I'm telling you, people will go bonkers for them. And that would be something for your Super Bowl party. What do you think? Anyway, give that stuff a try. All right, let's see what else we have. We have another question from Linda. Why do I get so tired after I eat? Even when I'm on a sprint, I had eggs with spinach and I'm ready to take a nap. That's a hard question to answer, Linda, because I would have to go through and say, so what medications do you take? What's your energy? Where are you on the age spectrum? Where's your activity level? What have you? How long do you wait in between eating? Type of a thing, because it's all contingent on what the heck is going on with you and your body and any kind of medications that you might be on or anything else that we need to take a look at. So I can't really answer that with with a solid answer. So if you want to write another email in and ask me and saying, oh, and by the way, I take this medication and that medication, there's a lot of times where it could be kind of a side effect from a medication, but I can't figure that one out. I'm sorry. I wish I could. If I could, I'd just be all over it and tell you exactly what's up. All right. This one is from Lizzie. I have a question about insomnia. I have 2 friends who are having serious insomnia issues. What resources can I give them to help with getting some help? Okay. That is a really good question. And I will tell you that women in the perimenopausal state, in the menopausal state, and postmenopausal state. And by the way, just so everybody knows, you are postmenopausal if you haven't had a period for a year. Okay? That's how you know if you are postmenopausal. It's done. Even if you're still having hot flashes or symptoms, menopausal type symptoms, it's just the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? It's just what a pain in the neck. But that's, and honestly, that's just exactly the way it is. And strong suggestion is to take a look at your hormone function and have that looked at, because part of the whole menopausal equation is insomnia. Unfortunately, I got hit with it, hot flashes, a whole bunch of other stuff. And, it happens. So strong suggestion is that you take a look at that. You can have your hormones tested. You can find out where you are. I actually, when I had my hormones tested, you guys want a good laugh? We found out that I had less estrogen in me than Mark. Mark had more estrogen than I did. Crazy. Vanessa, perimenopausal is, we're messing around, we're just starting on this whole journey, isn't it? And it's a pain. But the whole thing, if you're proactive with this, then everything will shift and it'll be a whole lot different. The other thing that we have to consider, and the hormone thing is a huge component to this insomnia thing, especially if it's just popped up out of nowhere. There are certain, like you could take GABA or 5-HTP. These are things that will help your brain to stop racing at night. My suggestion is that you take our sleepies. This is just like the best stuff, because it addresses all kinds of insomnia, because there is all kinds of insomnia. There can't get to sleep insomniacs, and then there are people who wake up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep, insomniacs. But there's several things that you can do. One is to make sure that you are hydrated adequately during the day. If you are hydrating toward the end of the day and keep getting up to go to the bathroom all night, well, that's going to really contribute to insomnia. So make sure you don't do that. The other thing is sleep hygiene needs to be on point. That means dark room. If you have light coming in, it's going to wake you up, because there's a part of your brain that as soon as the light hits, it goes, oh, everybody wake. It's time to get up, I guess. And we don't need that. Blackout shades for sure. if you need to. Where I live, we live in the mountains of North Carolina, and in the subdivision that we live, it's very large, by the way. You can't have your lights on after 11 p.m. outside. It's against the rules. And that is so great, because then the only light coming in is from the stars and the moon. It's just absolutely glorious and beautiful. I sleep so well here. When we lived in Boulder, I did not sleep well at all. All the street lights were coming in, and we had one of those little half moon transom things over our over the, what do you call it, the bed in the bedroom. And I'll tell you, there was other than painting it black, what was I going to do? So that was a real pain in the neck. But there you go. Dark room, cool, 65 degrees or less even. A weighted blanket helps. And getting adequate exercise during the day. That helps your body to use up some resources. And then by the time you go to bed, it makes all the difference in the world. Those are the best things that I can think of. The sleep hygiene is absolutely essential. Going to bed and getting up at the same time. I would also strongly suggest, even with taking sleepies, they might want to get some Calm, CALM, and have a little, actually take it with their sleepies. The magnesium in it is going to help a lot. And speaking of magnesium, what I would really suggest is also taking a nice bath, Epsom salt bath, 4 cups of Epsom salts, a little bit of baking soda, like, a half a cup of baking soda, just kind of activate everything, and a good soak for 20 minutes. That's going to bring down the volume of everything. And do it, if you can, even do it in a dimly lit bathroom, and just some music, and just even a nighttime meditation, letting your body know it's time to go to sleep will make all the difference in the world. All the difference. Hey, Juanita. Lizzie, I know you use it because I watch it. I saw it going out the door. It's the best. It's the best. And for some people, that's enough. For other people, we got to pull out the big guns. And that's what I'm talking. But a good sleep hygiene routine, like I'm talking about, 100% needs to happen. And the same time, going to bed the same time every night, that is really essential. I have a hard time with that. Sometimes I have to, practically drag Mark by the ear, because if he goes to bed, if I go to bed first and he goes after me, he's just going to wake me up, and it just causes really bad sleep. So, I've changed he used to be such a night owl, and I'm just like, not on my watch. It's not so good for you. So he's stopped all of that stuff, and I'm super grateful for that. All right. So that is the sleep stuff that I have. Also, this book, Sleep Smarter by Sean Stevenson. Excellent book. And it's going to give you a real lowdown on what's what when it comes to sleeping well. Okay. You're welcome, Lizzie. I'm glad to help. Hi, Elizabeth. I'm glad you're here. She takes a bath by candlelight. Mm-hmm. Hi, Joanne. Yeah, she also has a weighted blanket. My weighted blanket is a non-negotiable. My son, who has really bad insomnia, he says it's one of the best things I ever gave him. I gave him a weighted blanket for Christmas one year. So those things are all imperative for getting to sleep and staying asleep. My whole goal is I only get up once during the night. I used to get up 3 or 4 times, and that felt like I never slept. But I only get up once now, with the having to go potty. So yay. My goal would be to not get up at all. But, we're not there yet. Working on it. But working on your sleep is a good project, by the way. And it's imperative if you want really good health. Have to get good sleep. All right. We have a question from Rena. Hi, Rena. She says, thanks for sharing the videos of your lovely home with us. It's so inspiring. When I watched you walking with Lincoln, I could just smell the fresh air, the soil, and the country. Now that's a part of my dream home, even though now I cannot have anyone over for sure. Here are my questions. You've talked about the importance of mold-free coffee. It's much more expensive than regular coffee. There's about $100 difference between a 5-pound bag of Purity coffee and BJ's Organic. I read that coffee must be tested for mold. So what is it that we need to know about all of this? Well, here's the thing, and I think this will help to solidify what it is. Make sure that when the whole thing about coffee is that it says organic, free trade, this hair, come on. Free trade, all of that stuff, because then we know that, first of all, the workers are aren't being abused. Second, we also know that it's coming from a good source. And third, you want the certification, you want the mold-free thing. This is what happens with coffee beans. When they're green, they get picked, and and I think it's during the rainy season or something like that they're picking that, and they lay down these burlap bags and put all these green beans to dry out the coffee beans before they get packed up and moved out. Now, if in the old way that they do it, they're just piled on there and they develop mold. And their idea is, well, the mold will come off, when they're roasted and what have you. But no thanks, right? We don't want that. So really, the most important thing that you can do is make sure that you get a mold-free coffee. I know it's more expensive. And yes, I pay for it too. We don't want to be drinking mold. We just don't. So a good clean coffee is absolutely imperative, and look for a mold-free coffee. That's why, and that's why we have to do it. And I like, by the way, the Purity coffee is thebomb.com. That's what I buy. And I buy as much when they have the specials and they'll ping you for them. Get it from us because you'll get a discount. But then you'll get text messages too, and then you can just buy it there and get like 50% off. So that's how the whole thing works. Saturday is my 60th birthday. Oh, happy birthday! And welcome to the most glorious decade of them all. At least so far, that's what I have to say. My friend is taking me out to City Island for an Italian seafood dinner. I phoned the restaurant and they don't add salt, but lobster's salty and I react to salt. Blood pressure and pulse raise high, especially after I started taking Armor. Is there anything you could recommend so that I can come off of that more easily? Potassium helps, believe it or not, in our body and and she also says, thank you so much. Hug, kiss, and please send extra kisses to Lincoln for Valentine's Day. I will. I will, because that doggy loves a good kiss. Anyway, what you can do now, this is interesting. Each cell has a potassium sodium pump. It does. And so when we get overloaded with sodium, then the potassium, it's like, I always think of it as a teeter-totter, and the potassium's up here or the sodium's up here. So for example, if I eat Chinese, I just get really bloated from all the salt. Eat a banana the next day and it kind of evens things out, and it brings things back into homeostasis. What you might want to do too is you could use some light salt. Morton makes a light salt that's pure potassium chloride. And you can have some of that on hand and just put a pinch in water, and that should help. But if you're super salt sensitive, even good salt, then that would be my best idea anyway. All right, so those were the questions. That's all we had this week. Can you believe that? Don't forget to wish our Raina a happy birthday on Saturday. And she's also a part, by the way, of our Inner Circle. She just joined. She was the last one in. Hi, Mary. And Kathy, Linda, glad to see you here. That's all I have for you. Now, tomorrow, don't forget, we're going to wind up this whole idea of overthinking, and we're going to wrap it up, put a bow on it, and be done with it. And then we'll start all over again on Monday because we're off on Sundays. But that was very simple, very easy to do. So if you have questions, remember, you can always get them answered. I love answering your questions. You just have to send them into support@savingdinner.com. And then in that email subject line, question for Leanne on Friday, and I'll get all over it. Now, remember, coming up on February 24th is our Get Strong, Be Strong challenge. It is free. You don't have to get a thing. I strongly suggest that you get the kit and get on top of that and get into the smoothie habit. I swear that's one of the best things that you can do in order to move the needle, both on the scale and the health quota of your life. So it's a big deal. So take a look at that, especially because our Get Strong, Be Strong kit is 25% off. We discount our kit. We don't discount them. We give you a screaming deal because we want to make sure that you get the best possible deal. I want to get you started on that. If I could have a wish and have it all come true, it would be that everybody would start breaking their fasts with Target Trifecta smoothies. They are absolute game changers. Game changers. So, like I said, if you have questions, go ahead and send them in. You know what to do for next week. Don't forget, we start on the 21st, so get everything printed off and all of that. And lastly, of course, don't forget to join us tomorrow for Soulful Saturday, and we'll wrap up the entire week and then join you again on Monday. Deal? Hope to see you tomorrow. Peace be with you. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Check back for new episodes. If you missed the live show, you can always watch the replay. You can find Saving Dinner on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, pinkies up.